comes a new challenger. Here comes a new challenger.
皆さんお待たせいたしました。カプコンカップ12、ここからお届けするのはグループ E とグループ F のルーザーズブラケットとなります。
Welcome back everyone. The matches have been action-packed and thrilling, and there's more to come because now we're about to introduce the players for groups E and F.
先ほどのグループ CD もね、かなりすごい
ハイテンションでした。
でしたね。
はい、メナー D 脱攻技戦がやばかったですね。はい。
さすがでした。さあということでここから始まるグループ E そしてグループ F も相当な激闘が繰り広げられるかと思います。会場の皆さん、もう腹ごしらえ終わりましたか？声出せるか？それじゃいっちゃうよ。選手入場です。
はい、time to bring out the players for the both the groups. Let's get it going.
グループ E 1人目はフランクフルトの打天使ヨロンジャー。
Alright, first up for Group E, joining the battle at the Ryogo Kokikan, a formidable contender from Germany. Jawohl! Ready to make his mark on Capcom Cup history, make some noise for the earnest student, Yon Angel!
続いて2人目はドミニカの移動要塞カバー。
Let's get hyped because representing the Dominican Republic and Bandits Gaming, please welcome the Caribbean king of the Sonic Boom, the legendary Guile specialist El Android Kaba!
そしてグループ E 最後の一人は星を砕きし者ペゲラ。
From the heart of Japan's elite Good 8 squad, stepping onto the historic stage of the Ryogo Kokikan to represent the host nation here, the World Warrior Champion who plays with technical brilliance. It's Japan's own Cosmic Buster Pugero!
続くグループ F、 1人目は金色のバスターウルフキチョ
Putting scars on the map and the elite regional final champions. Let's welcome the man whose patience and precision have redefined the meta. The world's #1 ranked Terry, the Golden Buster Wolf. It's Kincho!
続いて2人目はアラビアンストリートファイターマシーンアングリーバー
Gracing the red carpet, the man who made history as the first ever Street Fighter 6 Evo champion and an absolute titan of the MENA region. Give it up for Reject's own, the angriest bird, it's Angry Bird!
そして最後はカタトゥンボの雷タシー
Representing 2Game esports and carrying the fire of Venezuela onto the world's biggest stage, please welcome the South American powerhouse, the Catatumbo's lightning, Tashi!
以上選手入場でした。果たして誰がフェーズ2に進むのか、選手たちに今一度盛大な拍手をお願いいたします。
So here you see the 6 players that are going to do battle for Groups E and Group F. Who will be the one to qualify today? We're about to find out momentarily, but for now, please give these fine players a round of applause.
それでは選手の皆さんはスタンバイをお願いいたします。
Alright, with that said, let's have all the players prepared on standby. Let's head on back over to the desk as the action continues here at Capcom Cup.
さあここからは試合を熱く盛り上げてくれる実況席にお願いしたいと思います。実況席お願いします。
The action does indeed continue here at Capcom Cup 12. We had an electrifying, I might be giving it an understatement, we had an electrifying day 1 there to set the pace. But now we're back with day 2, continuing the action here as the host on stage here with Group E and Group F. It didn't allow us to do day 1, but they allowed the Europeans to unite. And we're going to start commentating together. I'm with my brother Damascus. Talk to me. This is your first time here on the desk because you were here last year. But now you're here with us.
I was there like sitting down and genuinely I had stars in my eyes and I'm like, man, I need to find a way to work in there.
And boy,
it was like lucky and blessed. An incredible first day here at the Ryogo Kokukan. Capcom Cup has been incredible on day number 1. And it's time for the EU takeover for day number 2. Of course, no bias. Yonangel is in this bracket. No bias anyway. Kaba versus Pugera first. And Yonangel then waiting for the winner of these two. We might see the run back between Yonangel and Kaba. This is Group E and Group F. Angry Bird on the loser side. Yes, guys, I'm saying it. Angry Bird is in losers because he got punched up by Momochi yesterday. That was an incredible performance by Momochi. But first, it will be Kincho versus Tashi.
This is going to be interesting because, again, this game's all about how you're feeling on the day, and Tuesday different to Wednesday, Wednesday is different to Thursday. So some of these guys, they might have performed well yesterday, but if they don't pick up the slack and find out what was missing, where the holes were in their gameplay, then boy, they'll be making a swift exit. Kinsho, he did qualify from the hardest region to get into the cup. And he did have a bad start, but again, there was a beat down. That's probably putting it as an understatement as well from Angry Bird. You can see there with the 3-0, Momochi staying solid, not only beating Tashi, but beating Angry Bird as well. But Kinsho versus Tashi, interesting. He is the #1 Terry. He gets a wealth of experience against DJs across the Asian region, so he's going to be no stranger to that. But we will be going to Group E first here, and we are going to kick things off with Bandit's very own Kaba. You will see him, in Street Fighter League Worlds later this week. But the Cosmic Buster, with that technical prowess, Pugera steps up because he is one of the most versatile players in Japan. I think it's safe to assume that, right, Damascus?
Absolutely. I mean, wealth of experience as well. He's been there for a while. Used to be an Ibuki brother back in the days of SF4. That's actually how I learned of Pugera's name first back when I was looking for tech on SF4. And then, of course, a lot of performances on 5, now all the way to 6. Won the SFL World Championship last year. But the stat jammers is that so far, the SFL World Championship winners of last year have not been so lucky. With Kawano already out, right? Gachikun and Pugera in losers. It's not looking great.
Yes, it's very interesting because, like, your fate, on paper, it sounds like you're going to have a good time or a very competitive time, but then when you sit on the seat, when you're in the pilot seat, things change. Your frustrating meter does get maxed out, and you might start making the wrong decision, especially if it's a split-second one as well. And we are in first to 3 territory. The guys have to earn their right to play amongst the first to 5 elites later on in the week. But again, these guys have been working hard, and I think they know what can happen, but they can only believe in their strategy. And because you hear some of these player interviews, man, from these guys, they are very grounded in what they are talking about here. But you do see here, this is going to be an interesting one. We have seen Pugera only use Dictator, I believe, because I know he has got he was dabbling with Sagat at some point. We saw it at EWC late last year. He can still play Jury. His Jury was pivotal for Good 8 Squad in the SFL
I think against
last year.
Bison seems like a big prize.
Yeah, we saw it with Rain Pro and Lex yesterday as well, so he might be sticking with the Bison. I think he's one of the more better Bisons, or the stronger Bisons in the Japanese region here. But Kaba, he's more than prepared. A little bit of a shaky start because he had a quite an exciting set against Yon Angel yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that drive impacts out. He's never seen that before, so that did catch him off guard there as well. But he's had a day to recuperate and kind of re-strategize and get ready for the next match here. So we are actually going to take a quick look at what the screen is going to be. I see Kaba looking at his notes right now. I mean, what do you think the guys are going to be thinking going into this?
I think it's like, now it's simple, right? There is no more margin for error. Yesterday, unfortunately, these players, failed their first impression. Thankfully, you get a second impression. It's called the loser's bracket. But now, it's win or go home, especially for Pugera, whose home is a bit closer than Kaba's, at least. Right now, mighty important match coming up. Most likely Guile Bison, but let's see. Let's wait until we see the screens. Kaba versus Pugera. Winner of this will go challenge Yon Angel on the blue side, but of course, yes, sportsmanship always. Kaba came for the fist bump, real quick.
Because you know what, you might shake your hand and it might be less authentic, whoever loses at the end, but you might as well do it now where we got our energy and we got our focus lasered in. And these guys are gonna lock in here. I'm gonna be very curious.
Silence, this silence is like, listen.
Well, it's deafening.
Every single match.
Sagat, I knew it.
Hold up. You know what, Jamal, I'm taking notes because in the Sagat conundrum right now, there is a bit of a debate on this matchup. Some people believe it might be Sagat's hardest. Some people believe Sagat does well. I've seen Blaz playing against Higuchi a good amount of times, and like, it looks slightly Guile favored, at least to me. But Pugera picking Sagat against Guile, he's up to something, and I want to see that.
The thing is, if he tries to engage in the fireball, I don't think that's where Sagat excels. So he needs to play at a range where the normals are going to be more predominant. But Kaba has to be careful of the crouching medium punch into the drive rush cancel.
I think one of the key things for Pugera there, we can see that stand fierce and the stand medium kick, so that stops these Sonic blades from up close. And that's what he's trying. And Kaba, though, trying to stay out of that stand medium kick, but that's when the crouch fierce comes out. Goes a bit further, big damage, put you in the corner.
No on drive gauge though, and I think Kaba did want to take that risk because Pugera is low on drive gauge with that flash